This video is sponsored by Kinsta, who are the highest rated managed WordPress hosting on G2. Now, it's fully managed, which means you don't have to worry about server or any kind of maintenance that goes on in that side of things. They work with the fastest C3D servers, which are provided by Google Cloud. And Kinsta is the only one offering that at no additional cost. You also have automatic backups, so you don't need to worry about your website blowing up. You have 37 global data centers, so you can make sure your website loads closest to your visitors. There's a global CDN enterprise level integration with Cloudflare, and Kinsta host more than 120,000 websites out there from small, medium to large size businesses, and they have 24/7 human support, so no AI chatbots to fight with. So part of your on-page SEO does include images. If you're asking me, that's something you can do on your website and something you probably want to take some consideration on, as images do pop up when you do searches for a lot of different search terms. Now, there's quite a fun little story here. We had a little competition in my private mastermind, and the job was to rank for Image SEO King, very childish I know, within a 24-hour period. And I'm going to talk you through some of the things that people done and some of the little quirks along the way that we found out whilst playing this competition. So on my screen, even to this day, you can see that Image SEO King, it is Craig at the end of the day. We had Gilo, who tried to leverage YouTube. We had Madge from Magic PR. We had someone here, NC, I can't remember exactly who that was. And if we were scrolling down, you'll probably see a few other guys who were playing the game with us. Now, why would you want to try and rank your images? Now, a lot of people do actually search for images, but also for a lot of search terms, images do pop up. Videos do pop up on organic search and so on. So you can see my image here, you can see my video here, you can see someone else has an image there, someone who went for an exact match domain name, by the way, but more on that later. So how do we go about ranking images well? Of course, one of the first things I'd done was upload the image onto my own website. Now, the reason that I upload it onto my own website is my website does have authority and it should be able to rank reasonably easy using my own website. So I went away and uploaded an image to my own website. I changed the alt text, I put a description in, and so on and so forth. Image SEO King is Craig Campbell. Nothing fancy, just exactly what it is, because obviously Google need that little prompt behind an image to tell you what it is. So we've done that, and the image started ranking well. Now, out came Madge from Magic PR. And nearly at the end of the competition, he done a press release. Now, he offers that as a service, and he embedded the Magic PR Image SEO King within said article, leveraging the power of globnewswire.com. So boom, Madge pops into position 1. As soon as that's crawled and indexed, he gets into position 1 and starts to dominate the competition. So the point here I'm trying to say is you can leverage the power of other websites, whether that be through a press release, whether you use Flickr or YouTube, Pinterest, anything at all. The power of those actual websites is going to help you rank that image. Now, hottest girl in Manchester. Again, for that search term, up pops a lot of images in the image carousel in the top slot on Google. So it's important that you, maybe if you're selling products or whatever, if there's an image carousel for that search term, you probably want to try and optimize your images. Now, James Dooley, good friend of mine, is in position 1. Now, obviously, our close group of friends were doing that for fun, just to have a bit of fun. Now you can see that they leveraged Pinterest in order to rank that picture. Now, if I click on images, you'll be able to see James Dooley is here. Pinterest was used. You can see Manchester Evening News ranks well, Facebook, X.com, Daily Star, blah, 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 blah. But one little thing I do want to bring your attention to is that there is not multiple of the same images ranking here. Images have to be different. So if you're going to optimize your images, you can see that this particular female here has an image where she's got a pose like this. And there's another image where she's actually got a tongue out. Now, that's not the same image. It's the same person in the same pub, but it's a slightly different image. So she can, of course, get 2 positions on page 1. So if you're trying to use multiple images to get a position in page 1, what you won't see here is multiple of the same images. You never see that. So the same image is not going to rank 10 times. So you can play with saturation, contrast, flip the image, take multiple images in the same situation and upload those independently to different platforms. Do not use the same image over and over again, because what happens is the following. So going back to this story, so Madge done the image SEO King thing and he took position 1. Now, I had to think outside the box. Madge had done a press release at the last possible time in the UK, which was like 5 PM or 5 to 5. So it basically stopped me from having the ability to launch a PR with one of his competitors. But I thought outside the box. I phoned a friend of mine, Randy Rodet, who owns 38 Digital Market, thinking Randy's 6 hours behind us because he's based over in America. What is the last time he can submit a press release? So, Randy, on the 29th of April, released a story with me with my image SEO King image in there. So you'll be able to see that Madge did launch that on the 29th of April as well. I thought outside the box and leveraged someone who's in another country to be able to do a press release for me on Yahoo Finance. Now, this is where it becomes tricky. So there was other people entering the competition. You know, Honey Witcher bought an exact match domain name. She tried to rank that. People had GMB profiles. People used their own websites. People used Quora. People used Facebook. There was a whole bunch of different ways that people were trying to rank for Image SEO King. And what we found happened is, and this part's important, is that that picture there ended up winning and it was on my website. But what happened is that same image was on Yahoo Finance. And as a result, Yahoo Finance ranked in position 1. But after a certain period of time, Yahoo Finance archives their news articles. And I didn't really know that at the time, but they archive them, I think it's around about the 90-day period. So that basically means the image and the article are gone. They're no longer on the internet. They're not crawlable by Google. Does Google just diminish that image, just put it away and you know, the next guy wins? That's not how it works. So what they do is auto-assign that image to the next most powerful website. So that image clearly was the winner. Now, because the website it was on is archived, doesn't mean that that image is just going to disappear. So they now have assigned that position 1 image to my website, which was the second most powerful website that particular image was on. Now, that same image is on my website, it's on Yahoo Finance, it's on multiple other websites. It was only ever going to show one of them, and it was showing the most powerful website that image was on. But once that most powerful website goes down or gets archived, it then goes to the next most powerful website. Just a little quirky little thing that we learned along the way. Now, something else that happened, and it's no longer there, was Honey Witcher tried to gate crash near the end, and she had a knowledge panel. Not a knowledge panel, GMB. So someone tried to claim a GMB. Now, it's no longer there, probably taken down because it was never verified. Now, the GMB was sat there, and it said image SEO king and all that kind of stuff on it. Now, I think it was a guy called Reece Sutherland who initially tried to do that. I then tried to hijack the GMB, because what we had was our initials on the image or your face or whatever. You had to be able to say that was me. You know, there had to be some clear marker on there that said it was you. Now, because Honey Witcher gate crashed at the last minute, and because she had the exact match domain name, Google automatically assigned the GMB to her. So auto assignment happens as well, the same as it did with the image. Sometimes Google will auto assign the GMB to the exact match domain name. Now, we were then all accusing, honey, you dirty dog, what did you do there? You cheated, blah, 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 blah. She didn't actually cheat. She was as miffed as the rest of us as to why that had happened. And obviously we spoke about it, and we all learned something from it, that Google can sometimes auto-assign certain things as well. But hopefully that little story will help you understand what went behind the image SEO king. Now, did we just post the images on these websites and hope for the best? No. What we did do was send them to an indexing tool. We tried to share the images out on our social media. We also built a handful of niche edits to those images as well. Sending links to those images works very, very well. And niche edits, you'll be able to see in the link building section exactly what they are, where to buy them, and all that kind of stuff. So we sent maybe 5 links, 5 or 10 tops, to, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it wasn't a huge amount. It was a small cost, but obviously it was an ego-driven fight, which I eventually won. So ranking an image isn't actually that hard. You can go in and populate the information that it asks you to, the alt text and stuff like that. You can go in and potentially add text over the top of an image. You can send some links to it and all that kind of stuff. It was really straightforward and simple stuff, but something that a lot of people don't do, and I would highly encourage you, if in particular you're selling products, to make sure that your images do rank, because they do drive a fair bit of traffic.